we don't
says
see them rolling.
upcoming. It
Alright,
won't,
bye, Sheldon.
All right, I'm gonna pull this one off. See if
Yeah.
that helps.
Ow.
it's not live.
Let's see. It's still
Grant
open.
Tilley.
It's
He's
not
up.
live, at least for me.
Fabio, Clayton, Adam Hall. Hey, I can do this. Okay,
You can do what?
kind of stand up like this.
Oh, yeah. Just watch yourself.
I will.
Don't get us taken off your time.
Okay. Well, if I'm sitting down, I'm the same size
My-
as you
where
are.
my video where my video is blocking his
Yeah.
the problem area. I got your
Yeah.
concealment, Tim.
Okay. All right. So I could stand all the way up. No.
No, I just said
No,
be careful,
okay,
Tim.
alright.
I'd just be careful.
Okay. Anyway,
Hey.
welcome guys. Glad you guys are here. We have a cold front coming through, just to let you guys know, through Camden. We got
Yeah.
rain. It's been raining for the last couple of days, and there's a cold front coming behind it. Supposed to get in the 20s and 30s, which I'm okay with. Just, put more clothes on.
Something you're not very good at, Tim.
Hey, listen, I did put some love juice on for you tonight.
Do what?
Put some love juice on for you.
Love
Oh,
juice? Is
God.
that like your cologne?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, right. a little bit of the tiger.
Could you tell as soon as he walked in the door?
I
No,
got
it's
it.
not. I don't wear strong cologne. I had a buddy of mine used to do that. I told a guy he puts cologne on out of a 55-gallon barrel. I mean, he could smell him down the hallway, and that's just too strong. I use what I got on tonight is the Tiger. 60% of the time it works 100% of the time. Amen.
Hey, John Krantz, you sent Tim a video on Messenger. I doubt that's ever going to get seen.
No,
Yeah,
I don't have
know.
Messenger. Send it to me on Facebook.
Oh,
Or
Facebook.
it'll-
That's
Yeah,
what he
that's what-
meant.
that's
It's
what he
Facebook
means.
Messenger.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to
I-
look
e-
at it. Look
even
for
then.
it.
You know
Yeah.
how to use Facebook?
Yes.
Yeah, he's on Facebook.
Just because
aren't
you're
you?
not a Facebook friend, that should give you a little hint.
Well, I don't do Facebook much.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't be a friend anyway if you were on there, okay?
Tim.
Well, he's got it coming. He's already started tonight. We ain't been here 2 minutes. Somebody said something about
Why aren't you wearing
Old Spice.
pants?
Tim is basically an Old Spice guy. No, my dad was, but I'm not. I'm a little bit more modern than that. Well, I say more modern. The Tiger's pretty old. It's a barbershop cologne. Like, you remember the little funny bottles you used to have in the barbershop?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those flavors, if you will.
Okay. So looking for a horizontal mag holder for their EDC,
EDC
belt.
belt. Any
Any
recommendations?
recommendations? Pocket mag holders don't work if I need to work one-handed.
Lewis?
Why does it have to be? Yeah, why does it have to be horizontal?
Right?
I don't know. Maybe he's
like
wearing it in his
the,
back. Maybe he's wearing it
NSR
in his back.
makes. I guess. I don't know of any really good ones. I think if I were gonna do that, I would probably be looking at one of the ones that's just like all elastic, that just kind of grabs it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, no.
Yeah.
No better direction than that. I'm not a fan of the horizontal.
Well, I would assume that since he's wanting horizontal, he's talking about putting it in his back where he can just reach around and pull it out. I'm just assuming that. I wouldn't wear one horizontal on my front. I don't think that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could. I don't know. No, I'm not a high karate guy either. English leather, no.
Yeah.
The axe, I do use the axe for what do you call it?
Like deodorant? Or
Deodorant.
body
Yeah,
wash?
deodorant, and body wash. I may use it for that too.
They said they wanted horizontal for comfort.
I don't know.
Nah, Fabio, don't worry about it, man. Get you a good mag pouch that fits vertical or at a little bit of an
Yeah.
angle.
Yeah.
That's what you
And
want.
if you're wearing one on a gun belt or what I call a gun belt, what do they call them? Duty, not a duty belt, but where you got your gun hooked to it and all that stuff. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not going. A battle belt. That's what I'm thinking of. I wouldn't have but one, maybe a single pouch with a couple that holds that. On my battle belt, something that's staying with me all the time, and as compared to, my rucksack or another way of carrying. I want more medical on it than I do anything, to be honest with you. I think too many people strip them down too much for ammo. If I've got a spare mag on that mag belt for each gun, like a pistol or a rifle, I've got enough. I want more medical on there because that's going to stay with me. I mean, that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Alphabet Andy said good evening. That's where Joey is going to
Andy, yeah.
see Andy.
Uh-huh.
So Joey's already there. They're going to see you tomorrow morning.
Lucky.
Yeah, Andy, I'm sorry. I didn't know anything about her. I would have told you ahead of time where you could take go with a family somewhere on a vacation.
No.
It's Joey after all.
He's a good student.
Joey is a good
And he's
student.
funny.
Ah, well, that's debatable.
He's hilarious.
No, not really. Not really.
Easy on the eyes.
No, I wouldn't say that either. Well, maybe your eyes, but then maybe you're wearing glasses after all.
Tim.
Well, don't.
But I leave 'em
Don't throw
on.
these softballs
I
up here.
leave 'em
I'm going to
on.
hit them. If you throw the softball up here, I'm hitting it. Okay.
Better watch out, Tim. Joey's coming back one day.
Actually, he'll be back Friday, late at night.
That's okay. I mean, I listen. I love Joey for Joey. I mean, he's my brother, guaranteed.
Or your
But
grandson.
my cousin.
I said grandson.
Oh God Almighty.
Because you're old, Tim.
Oh wow. He is my brother, but I can talk about him. I talk about him to his face. That's what
That's
real guys do. I don't talk about him behind his back. He knows I'm talking about him right now. He knows I'm on a live stream. If he's watching right now, he know what's coming. I'm just saying.
Hey, Tim, there's a hardtack question in here. Someone says they got 30 pounds of flour recently. Should they make hardtack? Is it viable? And can they really store it?
Yes. Hardtack is you got to look it up, but the percentage of moisture in hardtack's got to be a bare minimum. And I don't know what the percentage is, but it's probably less than 2 or 3%. If you make it that way, it does store. Now, how long?
Do you have
I don't know. What?
you have like a favorite recipe or anything for
No.
yours?
No, you could make hardtack with any basic bread recipe.
What
You
is
know,
hard? I don't even know what
Hardtack is what they used in the Civil War. See, I'm fucking up already. The War of Northern Aggression. It was bread that was completely dehydrated,
Okay.
like a biscuit that they completely dehydrated. So
Okay.
it's like eating a cracker, if you
Oh,
will.
I do know what that is.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's recipes, hundreds of them out there. I'd look them up, but you can make it with any, as I understand it, with any bread recipe. You're just dehydrating it down to the bare minimum. What does Hope Newhouse say? Emotional damage. What the heck does that mean?
Probably something you did, Tim.
I didn't do anything.
Carter Muchmore wants you to tell a joke.
Okay.
Are you going to tell him that joke you
geez.
told me the other
Okay.
day?
I'll tell you. I
Tell
can.
them the pirate joke.
No, I'm not telling them
Pirate
pirate. I'm telling them one of Jay's jokes.
This is inappropriate.
What was it called?
I don't know what it's called.
Wait a minute. I'll think of it in just a minute.
Oh, geez.
The dangly bits.
Well,
The dangly bits.
no. I'll save you from that. Hey,
Well,
Vito, how you doing?
There's adults up here. She wants me to tell it.
No, maybe not.
Okay,
Maybe
all
not.
right.
No.
Okay.
Shelton told a funny one
Save
today,
that-
but I
save that
don't
one for
remember it.
class.
Okay. Save that one for class. Okay.
That or Patreon. That's a good Patreon exclusive joke.
Shelton, tell your joke. I don't remember it. It was something about a drive-by. That's all I know.
And
Oh,
John
Joey
Knapp
said no.
mentioned John Knapp mentioned having a triple K leather double mag pouch that he wears horizontal. I mean, if it works for you, it works for you. Retention issue. For me, I carry appendix, so having it straight up is the same to get to with either hand.
Yeah, but if you weren't a battle belt, you wouldn't be carrying appendix. You'd be carrying on the side, wouldn't you? Because it's an exposed
Yeah,
gun.
no, I think he
Oh,
was
okay.
he was talking about, I think, just wearing it.
Okay,
We're
I'm
talking
sorry.
about just
I'm
regular
thinking
carrying.
about two different things.
Are you looking at the jokes that they're giving you now, Tim?
Turtle joke, the turtle joke. That's a Jay joke, man. Y'all trying to get me in trouble. Joey Glover's on.
Hey,
Tim, no, he
and
says.
Shel-
He
Wow.
said, to your joke that you
Oh,
were going to tell. He
okay.
said no.
Okay. Okay.
I'm with you, Joey.
And then
I'm not gonna
Jason
tell y'all. Quit mentioning it then.
Jason Barr has a question for you,
Okay.
Tim. You gonna read it?
Jason Barr, where's it
It's
at?
the big bluish
Big
green one. He paid $5 for you.
And
Okay.
Sheldon, I don't know, something just happened where my audio just got super loud.
Okay. Question for Tim: when two vegans get into an argument, is it still called a beef?
No, usually when two vegans get into an argument, they find a solution pretty quick.
Hey! Oh,
was
that was
funny.
terrible. That was terrible.
I think they're both funny.
Oh my God. Charles Holder. Tim, why do women
Don't-
talk so much? Because they
don't
have
repeat
two
it.
sets of lips.
Who said no? Tim, apparently Shelton said that your joke would get us banned. We're not allowed to
all right,
say
all right.
it.
Well, I'm not going to say it then. You quit mentioning it. Okay, don't
Shelton,
keep it in
would
my
your
head.
joke really get us kicked, or do you just not want to tell it?
We got any more questions about guns and
Yeah.
gear or anything, guys? Speak up. We don't mind answering them. I mean, we may not have the answer, but by God, we got Google.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By the way,
Falling off
I
my
want to tell
head.
you something, Lewis. Can people see Lewis
Yep.
on the screen?
Yeah, they can
Okay.
see him.
I like the haircut, son. Looking good. Looking good, brother.
Thank you. My
Yeah.
guy up here doesn't do a bad job. He keeps me at least looking presentable till I could get back to 4010.
Matter of fact, I got to schedule another appointment. You know, I'm going to one in the Salazar's in Columbia now
Yeah.
instead of Nashville. I mean, I know you guys want to go to Nashville because I mean, and it's not bad to do every once in a while because there's more stuff to do in Nashville, and like some of the specific grocery stores that I go to, you know, Asian and different things like that. They're there in Nashville, but I do like going to the one in Columbia because it's a lot less. It's about the same amount of time, but the scenery's a lot better because it's going through the country to get to it instead of going through the city.
Fair. Although I see Chris almost every time I'm at 4010 in Nashville.
Well,
He's at
you
least
do
popping in.
No, well, the reason being is he works like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. He works at the Nashville branch, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday he works at the Columbia. So how you're scheduling your appointments is where you get him or not at whatever location. I just know that's the way he works. 3 days at one and 3 days at the other. So I always schedule my appointments on like Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, or Thursday, Friday, or Saturday for the one in Columbia.
Yeah, and Fabio, again, just looking for a solution for a magazine that's not in your pocket. Check out the NSR C Mag pouch. There's a bunch of different ones out there. It's some kind of inside the waistband. It'll give you some flexibility on being able to make it as comfortable as possible.
So
It's not
okay.
not a big factor.
Right. Well, I'm assuming, you know, there's a lot of them out there, but, you know, it's like TriStar and, you know, Noveski, you know, it's a big, broad quality between the two, you know, but, you know, it is a mag pouch. I do have I want to throw something out. Is anybody, or alumni on the site or know anybody in Florida that's a lawyer? I need a lawyer service out of Florida. Okay, so just throw that out there. It's not a big deal. It's a paperwork thing. It's not anything criminal or nothing like that. It's just a paperwork
Paternity.
thing.
The paternity thing.
No, that'd be more than paperwork. That'd be some moolah. Somebody said, Clint said, are 1301 Gen 2 still the best shotgun to get? In my opinion, yes.
John,
and John says-
he had
He's
a
the
question.
Tiny guy? That must be you.
That's you.
No, they're talking about you, Lewis. You're in the bottom of the screen, you bonehead. Okay,
Nothing-
somebody else
nothing
says,
tiny about this, Tim.
oh, wow.
I
Wow.
know.
Eyeballing the Beretta 1301, should I get the factory tactical model that comes with 2+ extension? Depends on the price. If you don't get it, the extension, you can get a extension yourself. I put them on mine. But you got to look at the price they want with the extension, the tactical model, and the price they don't. If there's a couple $100 difference, I'd get it without, because you can get the what's the brand? Damn, I can't even think right now. The extension. I mention it all
Nordic.
the time. Nordic. There you go. You can get the Nordic 2-round extension for probably $50, $60, $70. You just got to look at the price with and without. If it's just the extension that's different, I would just look at it, and if there's a $200 difference between one and the other, I'd get it without and put my own on. It's not that big of a deal.
Jay Gibson has
Someone-
joined the chat.
Jay has?
Yeah.
Yay!
He said him and
Oh, you bonehead. How many rounds
Hey,
should you shoot out of a
Clancy-
shotgun before you deem it to be good? Chris says, how many rounds should you shoot out of a shotgun before you consider it good? That's up to you. My number is 2,000, but you can go with 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Mine has always been 2,000 for any gun I've owned. This is an arbitrary number I came up with, but I would say that if you get the gun dirty, use the gun, don't clean it, get it dirty, and see if it'll run 500 rounds without cleaning it, and it will probably give you a pretty good idea. But I would, just because of me being me, 2,000 is my number. But the key thing is getting the gun dirty and using it in a real world situation, outdoor situation. Get
And
it dirty,
Tim,
get it hot.
We have the advantage too. You got to realize we get to just like hand a gun to people,
Yeah.
and it gets 500 rounds shot
Yeah.
through it that we don't have to pay
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, I know. I probably haven't shot
Somebody
a.
asked a question
Okay.
about ankle carry with a Glock 48. Like if you've got massive calves, then it should work. It's thin enough. It's just the grip is long. So massive calves, and you should be able to pull it off.
Okay, let's see.
What is the piece of kit wearing gun and gym clothes called? I did 2 videos on 2 different things that I used. One was the Enigma Express, and the other was my Smart Carry. I use both of them in athletic endeavors depending on what I'm doing. Check those videos out.
Ray Luna says
Shelton, link
recommendations.
them. Throw a link.
All right. Ray says recommendations for a deer rifle in Michigan. Limit firearms zone is 350 Legend or 450 Bushmaster. I would probably go with a 450 Bushmaster, if that's the two I had to choose from. I think there's more ballistics and more stuff out there for the 450 Bushmaster. I think it's been around longer, so I would probably go that route.
So I saw 2 questions about class questions.
In
One
Bastrop,
was Bastrop and one was Florida. I'm still in the process of getting all of the travel classes on the schedule. Looks like September is when we're going to be doing most of the travel classes. I've only had one guy reach out about the Florida class, trying to get something set up for that. If we can get it worked out, we can go to Florida. We would like to go to Bastrop again this year, and I am in the process of getting Bastrop and Idaho and Arizona all on the schedule. So
Excellent. You guys, I want to come to Florida, so you guys get your friends and sign up for that Florida class, because I got family over in Tampa, and when I get done, Heather let me have a couple of days to go see the family on the way home. So, help a
and
brother
you can get
out.
some Cuban sandwiches.
Oh, yeah, I get some Cubans. Okay, what else we
Somebody
got?
asked opinion on Benelli M4. It's good to go. They're expensive.
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to say anything is really like flat out better than it, right? But it's
Well,
just expensive.
Yeah. And then if you do more things to them, like send them out west to, what's that guy's name?
Taryn.
Terran Tactical. Yeah.
Terran Tactical.
You send them out there, boy, they can get real expensive. I've had them in class where the gun, the gun costs $2,300, out of the factory, or some crazy number like that. And then you send them Terran Tactical, and they're another 1,000 or so bucks. I've seen $4,000, M4s, and I would rather have a stock or near stock, with the exception of the extension, Nordic extension on 1301. I don't think the M4 runs any better than the 1301 does. I haven't seen it in class anyway.
Yeah. It's kind of like Glock versus M&P, right?
Yeah. I haven't seen one outdo the other,
Here's a good question, Tim.
Uh-huh.
American Gun Chick, Burkel, she's asking, she's got a guy who asked about using a 410 shotgun for home defense. He's worried about overpenetration. She
No.
suspects he lives in a 2-story condo. Should he
Okay.
step up to 20 gauge, or
Yes.
should he get a governor? A governor, this way he can
No.
use
No.
all
Listen,
of
Lewis,
the
if you
410.
mention that one more time, Lewis, I'm going to have Shelton kick you off. All right. Brickell, I would have him go to either a 20 gauge. The problem with 20 gauge, and me and James talked about this sometime back, the problem with 20 gauge is availability of ammunition. Yeah, you can get birdshot 20 gauge ammunition just about anywhere, but you can't get number 1 buck. You can only get number 3 buck normally at a Walmart or something. And so I would say a 12 gauge and go to low recoil stuff and just have him watch his angles. Have him pre-plan this before he needs to use it. In other words, if he's got to shoot at this door, what's the angle I can use that it won't go out of this room, or if it does, it goes out to a non-dangerous area instead of going vertical in through that wall into another wall in another room. It goes up or something, or down or something. Just have him plan it out. But I wouldn't go to a 410. There's no if you get the buckshot for a 410, usually it's 3 pellets, and for Christ's sake, it really doesn't do anything. So I would have a tendency to go with the 12 gauge low recoil stuff. So you can get some double aught buck at 1,100 feet a second, which is traveling the same speed as birdshot is, and I guarantee you it won't overpenetrate. It's not going to do any worse than birdshot does. So I would go with a 12 gauge low recoil, and if he can find a 20 gauge youth model or whatever he's using, and he can find the ammo for it, that will be fine too. There's not much difference in the ballistics between the two, number 1 buck in 20 gauge and 12 gauge double aught buck.
Hey Heather, Fabio is asking, can we do AK and shotgun cleaning videos on Liber TV? I think James has Glock and AR, but maybe you could get Brian and Tim to throw some of those up there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Somebody asked M2 Benelli. M2s are okay. Just realize they're inertia-driven guns, which means you can't put a lot of weight on them, so you can only probably put a flashlight on them. You can't start adding side saddles and other things to them because the weight slows the inertia down, and then it doesn't cycle like it should. You can't put a hard side saddle on a M2 either because the aluminum receiver, I did it one time. By the time you get it tight enough, it pinches the receiver and it doesn't run.
Adam Hall, some people are weird. They do clean AKs. I'm guessing it would be a really short video. Like Jay Gibson's AK cleaning video would probably be the smoothest, shortest video on cleaning a gun you've ever seen.
Yeah, better believe it. Somebody asked, what optic do I like on a 1301? I haven't put one on yet, Chris, but I will tell you this: if I did, I'd put a pistol type optic on it. I've got one in my closet back there, my instructor closet, and I have put it on the 1301. I just hadn't zeroed or used it, and I took it right back off. Not because it wasn't viable, it's just because I didn't want it at the time. Go ahead.
And I'd say the Holosun 509T, that I have it on my pistol now. I have it on my Occam.
Which one's
I think that
T?
would make a great shotgun. It's the enclosed one.
Okay. All right. Not the one that
one.
projects.
And
what's the difference?
No,
You got
no.
you got one that projects a diode into a
they
screen.
both. I mean, they both have an emitter that puts the dot on the screen. One just has a back screen to keep everything clean, so you can't get any schmutz in it.
Okay, I got you.
And it's got that circle reticle as well. So,
Right.
and with a shotgun, that'd be
So
nice.
you got a
to know,
65
like, hey,
MOA. You got a 65 MOA down to a what?
I think it's 32. I think it's a
Okay.
32 MOA circle or 34.
Okay. All right. So to answer your question, Chris, I would take Lewis's advice. Holosun 50 what? What was it, Lewis? 50
509
T.
509T.
T is in Tango. I would try that. I like the instead of having a big one like an M2 or like a aim point, a big aim point, or on the shotgun rail. I like to keep it low, keep that, because the pistol sight keeps it lower to the bore axis, so you're laying right across the top of it instead of being way up top where you got to really worry about your offset as much. Chris
Somebody
also
said they
asked, I
saw
got an
Jay
M2
sticking.
tactical with a dovetail iron sights. Does anybody know anything about tapping the receiver for pick rail? That would be a gunsmith thing, and I'm sure Terran Tactical can do it. But I thought the M2s, I thought they had screws on the top where you just add one. Are they not screwed? I don't know.
I'd say give it to
depend on
Calvin.
age. No, don't give it to Calvin. Holy mother of God.
Yeah. He'll sort it out.
What is that? What is
What?
Terrell? What is he saying?
He said, "Hey, American Gun Chick, AGC."
Okay. I thought he was talking about an ACOG. Okay. Vacuum your AK and call it good. I love it. Vacuum the AK. I see that.
Hey, Tim, Scott Wexler saying he's got a lawyer for you.
Okay. All right, Scott. Message me. Get you contacted. Okay. I wonder. Okay, I don't know. I'll have to talk to him. Okay. I'm thinking that I need one in Hillsborough County because that's where the paperwork needs to be filed at. I'm assuming. I don't know. Maybe you can file it anywhere in the state.
I think it's state. Yeah.
Okay.
State
All
bar,
right.
right?
So okay. Yeah. I guess I don't need one in Tampa. Moving to Fort Campbell in January. I'll be close enough to train the weekends. Pretty cool. Yeah. Dakota. Come on.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice.
Dumplings owned you. Do y'all feel the same way James did about double action, single action, double single action pistols? I'm guessing he didn't like them, and I don't.
No.
I'm not a huge fan either.
I'm like shoot, Robert or somebody. Scott had a he was going to the academy, a police academy, and they had SIG 226s with double action only triggers. And I think that's where the first rub came. I don't mind double action only on a pistol. I mean, that's okay, but I don't like the double single. Pick your poison. Like with the Glock,
back
you
and
got.
forth. Yep.
Yeah. So if you want a double action only, I don't
I'm
think
with
there's
you on
anything
that.
wrong with that. But I don't like the double action, single action, all that kind of crap. Tim, how do you fit a shotgun stock to your shoulder? Larry, what I do with it is I put the base of the shotgun in the crook. I can't see it. Here we go. Put the base of the shotgun, where the butt is at, in my arm, and lay it straight up here. And what I'm trying to do is get easy access to the trigger. If I'm reaching for, or my trigger finger's way over the front of the trigger guard, it's too long or too short. That's how you fit them. Now you can go to a professional that fits them for like sporting clays and stuff, and he's going to worry about cant and all this other stuff. But just to get the length of pull right, I just put it in the crook of my arm and then lay it straight up. Make sure it's empty naturally, and just where we can reach the trigger very easily and not have to reach for it or not have to come back for it. It's we're over the trigger guard or under it.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta do so much for shotguns, man. They're so
No,
temperamental.
you
Tim.
don't. No, you don't. You just
You just
most
gotta
AR.
fit
What?
my
No.
thing,
Listen, most ARs, people don't even do it right with ARs. They should do the same thing with ARs. It's a collapsible stock. Why not use it the way it's supposed to be used? You bonehead. Oh, good
Very
God.
aggressive.
Well, he's a bonehead.
Yeah.
Scott Wexler says 7.62 plentiful.
Said
Yeah.
7.62 is plentiful.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. Someone was asking about a 5.56 AK.
No. I just
why,
say no.
man? Why?
Yeah, I know it. I'm not a big fan of that. I've only seen one or two, and this is
I'll
my
tell you
personal
what.
experience. I've only seen one or two in class that a 5.56 AK that worked. I mean, I'm being honest with you. I've probably seen 50 over the years, and I've only seen a handful that work. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Louis.
So, Ray, why are you looking for the AK platform?
Don't you say
For a
don't.
piston gun? Like, like the Foxtrot Mike's guns, those are freaking awesome guns. And if you're looking for the ability to be able to fold and shoot, then that can do that for you.
All right, I got another suggestion. Go ahead, Lewis.
so-
Finish your thought. I'm gonna throw another
No, that's it.
suggestion.
I
Tavors, piston gun.
No.
Yes, awesome
He said
guns.
no.
Yeah, they are awesome.
they're overgassed.
Well, yeah, they're overgassed.
Like
They work.
crazy.
You got to realize what they're used for, you
Crazy.
bonehead. They're used in a sandy environment. God Almighty.
And then your forearm
You don't-
blocks the ejection port when you're turning
Well,
racket.
you just have to change your. You have to change your reloading a little bit. So what?
Listen, I'm
Hey,
in the
listen,
gym right now just so I never need to use a Tavor or have any kind of excuse to want to use a Tavor. Just
Wow.
hit the gym.
Wow. Okay. And the fact that a Tavor, a 16.5-inch barrel Tavor, if you put them on the table, stock extended or stock not extended on a regular AR pistol, they are shorter than a 10.5-inch AR pistol that I don't lose any ballistics to. Yeah, there you go,
It's
Mr. Know-It-All.
just short stock it.
Okay.
Let's see. Someone asked, how close is the nearest long gun right now, and what is it? I'm in a bad spot right now. My nearest long gun is two flights away, and that is an AK.
Yeah.
Two
That's
flights of
because,
stairs.
wait a minute.
They-
Now, wait a
they
minute. Now
probably
we got to
something
qualify
laying
that
around
statement.
over
The reason it's two states away is because he's in a socialist state right now, and he does that on his own. We told him he can move down here anytime,
No,
full
no.
time he wants to.
Whoa,
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Tim.
I'm just saying. Just
there. It
saying.
ain't 2 states away. Did I say that?
Yeah, that's
It's
what you
2
said.
flights of stairs.
Okay.
It's just
Okay. All right,
that's right.
fine.
It's
Oh.
in. It's
You're
the
still in
book.
a communist state. Don't act like you ain't.
Hey.
Yeah.
Actually,
hey.
AKs. They just pulled the ban on AKs. I went to the range yesterday, and I saw they had an AK on the wall, and I was like, "Whoa, what is that?" Like, we're allowed to have AKs now, and he was like, "Yeah, as long as there are others." So whatever. But
Okay.
we can have AKs now.
Okay. Well, let's see what else we got. Wow, John, you're
What?
gonna get banned, John.
Oh.
My Taurus judge came with a free Tavor. What the shit? I knew that'd make Lewis happy.
Yes, that's the only Tavor I'd take.
Jason Barr says, I've been running IWI Galil 7.62 pistols forever and love them. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
one come through class? Yes, I have. The only problem I don't like about the Galils, and they are a piston run rifle, and they're good to go. The Israelis, you know, they designed them, but the reason, and they adopted them, but then they took them out of service, and the reason being they were very, very, very heavy. The only other thing I don't like about it is a proprietary mag, which means you can't use regular AR mags, and I think that's a crying shame. Rusty,
Chris
Rusty
Leet says,
else.
Lewis can't even carry here? Show me a place I can't carry.
There you go, Lewis. I'm support you there, brother. X95 is one of my favorite guns, quite a bit shorter than the 11.5 AR. Yeah, there you go. Rusty, you're correct.
Just so you know, Shelton's lying.
Shelton is lying.
Yeah, he said, I had to convince Heather not to put a sticker on your bike today, but what actually happened was we had to clean out my van to deliver all those toys, and he found a sticker of you on the ruckus, and he was like, let's go put this on Tim's bike. And I said,
Oh.
no. I said, we don't need to mess with Tim, because I still feel bad about making you shoot that dragon's breath. And I told him we couldn't do it, and he's up there lying on me.
Lying on you. Okay. Okay.
I just wanted to let you know.
Okay. Well, I don't believe anything Shelton says, and only half of what I see him do.
Good.
There you go. What state is Lewis in? Lewis, what state are you in? Connecticut?
I'm in Connecticut. Yep.
Okay.
Just on the border of Connecticut to New York on 95, basically.
Which both states suck, so okay.
He
Yep.
said, okay.
Yeah. Listen,
Nice, next
Lewis,
one back.
Lewis is my brother, and I love the guy. I'm not going to say that again, but he knows he can move down here anytime he wants to, and I've got an extra room. Him and Jerry can share it. You, oh, man, talking
I'm gonna
about
have
big
to
spoon,
sleep
little
in the
spoon.
day.
Talking about
Sleep
big
during
spoon,
the
little
day. You
spoon.
ain't getting any sleep. Trying to share a room with Jerry.
Aww.
Jerry does snore like a son of a bitch. Cree won't even sleep with him when
Fabio's
he's on the road.
asking,
Okay.
who did the mill work on my MMPs? He has the 2.0 compact also. ATEI firearms. Google that. They're awesome. They're out of Michigan. Lady Nina that answers the phone is awesome there. Great customer service. I've had 3 guns done by them.
Holy crap. Says Nausea ballistic tip 223 for squirrels. No. What are you going to have left, dude? 22, a regular 22 rifle for squirrels, for Christ's sake. What do you need a ballistic tip for a squirrel? They ain't armored.
Who are you, Joe Biden? The squirrels don't have Kevlar on?
Yeah.
How do you know? Let's see.
New
Most
Jersey,
reliable AK mags? Probably brake lights, right?
AK
lights?
Max? I disagree.
Yeah.
Bake lights are expensive. I think East European steel mags. I've run them for years and never had a minute's problem out of them. Now they're not as sexy as the bake lights, but they don't cost $90 either. Lewis just got clipped off. Can you hear us, Lewis?
Nope, he's gone.
Lewis is gone for a minute. Hopefully we'll get him back. We got him back. Okay.
Oh.
I'm back.
So I would agree. The bake lights, I've never seen one screw up, but they're very, very expensive. That's just my take on it. East European AK mags, whether Romania or Czechoslovakia, or whatever. I don't know what I got. That's all they said they were, East European. So, somebody wrote up that New Jersey's starting to hand out concealed carry permits. That's great, guys. This latest decision from the Supreme Court. But what I see, and this is just me on my standing up. What I see with this is a lot of the circuit courts are ignoring the Supreme Court's decision on that. They're clearly outside the realm of what the Supreme Court ruled in the New York case, and they're just flaunting it in the Supreme Court's face. And so what you end up with is like New York's their carry permit has turned out to be more dangerous and bad than their original one was, and they're just flaunting it in the Supreme Court's face and hoping the lower courts rule in their favor. And some of them are, believe it or not. It's like the Oregon that one they passed during this voter pass 114. It turns out that thing, it's just riddled with unconstitutional stuff. But now here's the process. They do that because that means they got to get in front of a court again. They drag it out for 10 years, still with their unconstitutional rules, but they know it's going to take 10 years if it ever gets before the Supreme Court again. If they can get these lower courts to rule in their favor, they'll just keep dragging it out. So I don't know that we've accomplished anything, to be honest with you. In the southern states, I mean, we never had any of that crap anyway, so we don't have to worry about it. But but a lot of states are I mean, their state legislatures are still just ignoring they're still using a two-step approach to approve something when the Supreme Court says the only one they can use is the historical one, and they're not doing it. So, that's my take on it. Sorry. I don't want to get on
On your soapbox.
on my soapbox. I couldn't think of the word. God damn. But it's like Lewis up there in Connecticut. I don't know Connecticut's laws, and Lewis does, and I'm not trying to get him in a conversation about it. But I know beyond a shadow of a doubt there's not as freedom loving as the South is, and so they're going to have some like you just said, the AKs are showing back up, but for the longest time you couldn't have an AK. And again, they're going to drag their feet and do what they can, and those liberal district courts and the liberal courts just below the Supreme Court, I forgot what they're called, but anyway, district, you got ninth all the way to the first, and they're just ignoring what the Supreme Court has said and trying to view it another way when it was apparently clearly apparent the way Thomas wrote it that all the stuff they were using, the two-step approach was not constitutional. So anyway,
American Gun Chick has a question for
Okay,
you, Tim.
go ahead. American Gun Chick. Tim, also a company's about to send me a 300 blackout pistol to slay some hogs. Should I go with a 10.5-inch barrel or
For better
ballistics or 8? I would go a 10.5 because you're using it for hog hunting. I wouldn't even worry about. I mean, if I could get a 14-inch barrel, I would. You know, I mean, it just depends on what you want to use it
but
for.
Blackout's made to burn up in short barrels, though. So like I think it might even be slower out of a 16 than it is out of like a 12. I'm not 100% on
What
that.
do you mean?
But
slower? Okay, I don't know that much about 300 blackout. Okay, sorry.
You
Uh-oh.
ballistics when you make it shorter. It's kind of
Okay.
like AK versus 5.56. Like you can have a AK get pretty short and still have pretty good ballistics.
Right.
Like I think on the
Well,
Occam,
because
Brian
right.
saying that the pistol does like everything but maybe 100 foot per second slower, and
Right.
that's cutting it
But-
down to a
right.
pistol length size.
Well,
with
and
the,
I think
with the 300, I think you get the same
Right.
thing.
Right. I think the reason for that is the size of the bullet too. When you're talking about a 55 grain bullet out of a 5.56 compared to a 147 grain out of a 308 or something like that. I agree with you. I would say, Raquel, I would use a 10.5-inch barrel over the 8.5 any day of the week, and here's the reason. These short barrel, I mean real short barrel like 8s and 7s and stuff like that. I don't want to be anywhere around them when you shoot them. They're just brutal, Scott Wexler says 10.5 inches is optimal for 300. So you guys that know about 300, I don't know. I don't own one. So he says 10.5 inches is optimal for a 300. So I would go with that.
Private, who is that? Who am I supposed to reach out to?
To him.
Who?
To Private.
Lewis, reach out. Let's get lunch while you're in Connecticut. All right.
Okay.
Private, you got to send him some more
Guns
information.
And Gear. So Mr. Guns and Gear did a blackout test with lengths, and the longer barrels did get faster up to a 16 even.
Okay.
Did he try an 18-inch? I mean, he does pretty good tests and stuff.
Well, he probably did,
One.
but he just said up to 16 inch. So anything over 16 inch is probably not as optimal. I think that's what I'm reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Raquel, if you're going to put a can on it,
Yeah.
8.5 inch will save you 2 inches there. I mean, it's only 2 inches.
I'm not even going there. I'm going to leave that one alone, Lewis. Trying to set me up. I see how this works.
He's
Look
trying.
at him.
Plus or minus, it's. Listen, I live my life by plus or minus 2 inches. It's no big deal either way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thomas Davis, hello.
Hello.
Mudslinger, horribly. Oh, what was his Glock? I don't trust him. I don't know what that means. Here's the deal, though. James said this years ago, and I do believe him to be correct. Most of us don't oil or not oil. I don't use oil anyway, but lube our pistols up enough, and we overlube rifles. I don't know why. I think it's because the AR, especially the AR rifle, years ago, needed to be lubed up pretty good because when it got dry and carboned up, they didn't run very well. But they pretty much have fixed that. I've seen ARs a 2-day class or even a 5-day contractor class just get dirty as crap and still run. So I think they've pretty much fixed that problem with the gas system.
Brandon Van has a question on weapon lights.
Mhm.
He's asking what survives classes, opinions on Streamlight OLight. Listen, like if you're trusting your life to it, it has to work. It's not allowed to break, like that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
You're gonna go Surefire, or
Yeah.
what I would say, like how James said, every gun should be a Glock. Like
Mhm.
Surefire or the Surefire, the new Surefires, your Mod Light, your Cloud. They're making really good stuff.
Mhm.
I'm testing a new handheld right now that I'm
Mhm.
trying to see how durable it is because I think that might be my new go-to handheld.
I agree with
Fight
Lewis
like-
100% on that. It's like guns. It's like Tauruses. And you guys, I don't want to start a hate campaign here, but Tauruses, for years, their metallurgy was shit. And I've seen a revolver break in half because they didn't, and they had a 100% money back guarantee. Well, that doesn't help me any, guys. I don't want to have to send something back. And I don't mind somebody having a 100% guarantee, money back guarantee, but that scares me when I read that. Surefire, they stand behind their products. Don't get me wrong, but some of that scares the crap out of me when somebody says I got 100% money back guarantee. Well, if the thing ain't working when I need it, I'm a little bit worried.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do have some other lights on my guns that have been given to me, but none of the other lights on any of my secondary guns are not go-to guns. They're just, range guns or something like that. I'm with Lewis here. I put a Surefire on anything I want to work. I'm with him all the way on that one. CL said, did braces get outlawed yet?
I don't think so.
No, they haven't. They're talking about December, sometime in this month. They're going to come out.
Right.
ATF's going to come out with a ruling. But here's what's going to happen, guys. I'll just tell you this up front. Here's my take on it, and I hope ATF is listening. Nobody's going to pay attention to it. If they come out with that law that you get a grace period and you get to register your arm braces with no money, but you got to put it on their thing, I'm not doing it. Okay, they can kiss
It
my
is
ass.
under 10%. They're going to get under 10%.
Right. Listen, even up there where Lewis lives at, and you guys may or may not have heard this story, but I'll be real brief. They had a registration for ARs in over any magazine over 10 rounds, and the state even came up with the number like 350,000 of these guns and magazines that were in their state, and I'm thinking that's on the low end. They didn't know. And they had 47,000 items registered during the month that they had this thing open, which means over 300,000 didn't register. So you got a state that's a liberal state, but the gun owners up there said, screw you, we're not registering this shit. And then the state came out with, they said, okay, you guys may have not known. Go ahead, Lewis. Go ahead.
Just on like a number of guns on circulation, like gun owners, like who complied with that registration. There is also a big thing up here where when it was on its way, it was coming down, people went out and bought like 20 lowers just so that they could register them, because then the ones that are registered are transferable person to person through an FFL and bring in big money. So like a stripped lower was going for over $2,000.
Right.
So there were a bunch of people that bought, like, let me get 100 lowers and I'll register them. This way I can then eventually sell them.
So
that bumped up the numbers.
Anyway, after this happened, the state came back in and said, okay, they got hammered by the media, said, you guys aren't doing anything. And the media brought the numbers up to them, and it embarrassed them. So they said, we're going to open it up for another month because you people may not realize that we were doing this. And they put it on the media and brought it up to everybody's attention. And the next time they did it, they still didn't get the numbers they were looking for. And then the third thing they did is send out their nasty letters that you're a felon now and whatever. And nobody gives a shit. So my take on the arm braces, I don't care what they say on that. I'm not telling anybody to break the law. You do what you want to. I ain't registering shit with them.
Yep.
Okay. They don't know how many arm braces I got, and they ain't going to know. And if ATF or somebody shows up at your door without a warrant or without a search warrant, tell them to kick rocks and get off your property. You don't have to talk to these people.
This is not legal advice.
No, this ain't legal advice.
Disclaimer.
No, you're right. It's
like
not legal
Obama.
advice, but I'm telling you, this is still America. You don't have to talk to any law enforcement officials. You don't want to.
It's not wrong.
I'm not telling you anything that's wrong. If a guy they walk up and knock on your door and said, we want to look at your X, Y, and Z, and your question should be, do you have a warrant? When they say no, tell them go kick rocks. You don't have to comply with this crap. The second thing, and we're still in America. You don't even have to, you don't have to talk to them. Go ahead, Lois.
I want to see you answer the door, Tim, like Biggers, where you go, well, I've got this.
Yeah,
And
Biggers did do that one time in a robe. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He showed off his
Someone
skin.
asked, light or
Where you been?
for a pistol
Yeah.
or X-Fire's Mulder and Scully flashlight style. I'm not sure what the Mulder and Scully is. It's probably the Harry's technique. I don't have a light on my gun on a regular basis. You're gonna need a handheld for searching anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
You guys
anyway.
know this. Yeah, like Lewis is saying, you always need to carry a handheld independent of a weapons light. You can't search with a weapon pointing at people that shouldn't have guns pointed at them. So you're going to need a handheld and learn to use that. And Lewis has mentioned the techniques that we use, Harry's, the FBI, and different techniques we use with a handheld flashlight.
And just, shameless plug for Brian Sayers, who is doing a bunch of low light classes with us, like the low light pistol and rifle classes, and he can show you how to use it. So, just saying.
Man, that makes me want something to drink after you mentioned Brian Sayers.
What?
I love the guy, but he's not right.
He's about to be down. He's coming.
He's not right.
He's coming down this weekend. He actually has a class
For
going on
what?
while the Christmas party's going on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon Van says if they say braces are illegal, just throw a stock on it. Same shit at that point.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It is.
I guess I'm not gonna go out of my way to spend more money to buy fucking stocks.
Yeah.
Like I'll use them as is.
Yeah. Adam says they will figure out pistol brace the same way they did with force triggers and set re-triggers, those peanut vendors like Brownell. Well, that may be the case, but that's not something you got to fill a 4473 out if you buy it from Brownells or something like that, or like your local store. I mean, that's still not going to tell
like
them
he's
anything.
saying they did with the triggers, Tim.
Right, I understand
they'll
that.
They'll just go to everybody that got shipped one of those items.
I know.
It won't be 100%, but
well, it won't be 100%, and they got lost in a boating accident. Who cares? I ain't telling them shit.
yeah.
Art Star had a question that they said was probably for Kayla, but I can actually answer that for you. They mentioned with cops and others almost dying by accidentally coming in contact with fentanyl. Should we get training on how to use Narcan and carry it in our vehicle med bags? Yes. Like it doesn't.
It's a good question.
It doesn't do anything
Yeah.
except make it better. We actually had a thing in Camden even where people were hiding it in money, and a couple of kids ended up in the hospital because it, I guess, was hot. They were sweating. It absorbed through their skin. They had to call an ambulance and take them. Having it on you is not going to be a bad thing. And learning how to use it, not a bad thing. They
No.
have free classes all over the place. I think Kayla took one here. Typically, if you take the free class, they give you Narcan to keep in your medical bag.
Excellent. I think I need to do
That's
that
awesome.
too. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I've seen this a lot, like cops
really-
smelling that substance. Like I don't know why they're doing it. It should be a bad idea. But like I seen one on Cops or one of those shows where a guy arrests a girl and she's got cocaine and other things, and he's got this other stuff which turned out to be fentanyl. And he took a sniff of it, and it didn't get her to the lockup that was only like 10 minutes away. He had to be pulled out and given Narcan and taken to the hospital. So that stuff is so very dangerous.
It doesn't take much at all.
And it don't take much at all. Like this guy took it showed it on camera. He took a little sniff, and it screwed him completely up. So my take on it is, if it's out in the public like it is, and it is a big problem, that stuff is fentanyl. I would get some training, and I mean, it's probably a day class at best,
And
Go ahead, Lois.
just off of Narcan or fentanyl, like just that question, like the structure of that question is kind of self-answering. Like I can't imagine anything that I would like contemplate. Like, hey, should I get training for this? Like, if I think it's important enough that I'm asking that question, then the answer is yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Like, it's the same thing we say, like, hey, somebody needs to do something. Guess what?
Yeah.
It's you. You're right.
Okay, somebody said Narcan doesn't work on fentanyl. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. But I don't know if Narcan works on fentanyl. I just know that Kayla recently did take the Narcan class. It was sometime in the middle of the year. They gave her Narcan to take with her from the free class. So that she now carries in her med bag. I think it's in her car. And that's something that I think more people should do. I want to also do it. We've been busy. I know it's a terrible excuse. But it's kind of like learning how to do the Heimlich, CPR, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said,
EpiPen, have an
yeah,
EpiPen.
EpiPen.
Yeah.
You know, I have a diabetic kid, knowing what to do whenever you come up on that. I think that stuff is important to know how to do. It's just going to help people, and that's always a good thing to help people.
Somebody says, Dean says Narcan is free at
At Rite Aid.
Rite Aid. Okay.
Yep.
And CL is asking any classes in New Hampshire or Maine.
No.
Check out 3R Operations. 3R Operations. He's a good dude. Very good classes. We can totally recommend him to you up in that area.
But you can also, come down to some freedom if you want to, too. And some Southern hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it, Lewis.
It's
Any
hard,
other
man.
questions?
Somebody said that, no, I don't know if I'm saying that right, naloxone is the correct drug. Did I say that right? Is that the correct drug for the fentanyl? Is that what they're saying?
Okay. Well,
Can
that's
you
something
get
we learned.
that to carry, though?
I don't know.
To fix it? I don't know. I know, like I said, Narcan is free and you can that. I don't know about the other.
I've been trying to take just a little bit of fentanyl every day to up my tolerance.
Right, that's very smart.
Oh, my God. And my jokes would get us banned, and that won't. God damn. Tim, what are you getting for Christmas? I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. I might get a card from my mom and my sister and stuff like that. And I might even go down there this Christmas. I'm not sure.
Oh,
I've been
really?
debating that.
You
You
should.
should. You
Tim.
should
Yeah.
go.
At any rate,
You definitely should.
I'm not going to tell them I'm coming because then they won't go buy me Christmas gifts, and I don't want to do that. Listen, I look at Christmas, the older I get, and I don't want to sound fuddy-duddy, but the older I get, I look at it more for what it's about, which is the birth of Christ. So, and I don't have any kids or anything, none that I know of. So, I look at it more for the reason it's there, and not for Santa Claus, just for the, and then Christmas also holds a special place for me, not in a good way, in a bad way, but I lost a couple of close, good friends in the month of December, and so that month usually I think more about them, and I do a little bit more praying in the month of December. That sounds hypocritical, but that's just the way it is. What else?
Well, it looks like Narcan is the
Brand name
naloxone.
for
It's the
naloxone.
same thing.
Okay.
So they do work. So.
All right. Well, I'm
Again,
sure
that's
if
why
you
I
went to
take
this
the class.
class, they would tell you what would work.
Yeah, I was about to say, I haven't taken the class. That's why I can only tell you, yes, you should take it. And yes, you should carry it in your med bag.
Richard, no, that is not true. Richard said Tim was a paratrooper and he has kids everywhere. That's not true. That is not true.
All over
Well,
the globe,
maybe some places. If I don't have one in Central America, I'm be surprised.
Oh, damn. Time's
Is
flying.
it time?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
before we have to get off, I'll see you this weekend, Thad. He said that he would see us. Are you going to come this weekend?
What am I?
The
What?
Christmas party is Saturday.
Yeah, I'll probably stop by. Yeah.
Lewis, you're not going to come,
Free
are you? You're too
groceries?
far away.
Free groceries?
Yeah. FaceTime me.
You want me to pull you up on my
FaceTime me.
phone and
Or
we'll walk
somebody
around?
Yeah.
Video conference me.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
listen, remember, guys,
All right, guys.
go ahead, Lois, send it.
This is the way, Tim.
This is the way.
That's what we say on this one.
This
This is
is